So two very different trucks, two very different setups here. Which one's better? We're gonna see here in just a bit, but first, we got a job to do with the rollback, so we're gonna go get that done. Then we're gonna come back here, we're gonna compare the two. Good morning. We're doing something we haven't got to do in quite a while, and that is take the rollback out on a job. Rollback's actually gone out and done quite a lot of jobs lately. I just haven't had anything to do with them. So today, we've got a Land Rover to tow, I believe. So we're gonna take the rollback. Zacklift's gonna get a break for once, and we're also gonna go see a familiar face to some of you. So we're gonna get loaded up, get out of here, and get to work. Oh, nice and warm in here. Third thing, it's getting cold in the morning. We had our first morning in the 20s here the other morning. Means winter's coming, and I'm excited. Well, hello, Mr. Rollback. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm coming back for the camera. Stupid fake YouTube shots. Off we go for real this time.
Morning.
Well, good morning, sunshine.
How you doing?
Good. Alex is back to play cameraman for the day because it's his vehicle we're going to get.
Yeah.
Is it Range Rover or Land Rover? What level of fancy are you?
Land Rover, less fancy.
A little bit. Not quite, just a little down.
Yeah, a little down.
Almost up here, but just down here.
Almost.
What happened to it?
I was driving down from Tumble Falls from camping, and then right as I was like coming around the corner, I didn't know what happened, but I lost complete control, and the serpentine belt came off, so I wasn't able to.
Oh, so your power steering pump went out? And all
yes,
that?
I was like going towards the edge of the cliff, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
This does not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I managed to get to a pretty good spot. It's pretty chill right there on the down ramp. So,
Okay, let's go get it.
yes, sir.
Nice morning, though.
Yeah, it is very beautiful.
So, up the hill this way.
Yes, sir. Right turn. Yes, sir. Just like staying left. No parking anytime.
My GPS. This is not a truck route.
Off-road.
Hey, it's still there. No one stole it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It literally is 5 seconds into the dirt. Well, that's easy.
Hey.
Problem is, on this road, we're going to have to go miles up to turn around.
Yeah, that's true.
No, there's one not too far.
Hello, Land Rover. Bye, Land Rover. You like my little note? You can't even really see it.
The note you wrote with a rock?
Yeah.
He's just telling me, he told me like he left a note and all that, and then he tells me he didn't have a pen or a pencil, so he used a rock to scribe the notes into a piece of cardboard. Like a caveman. There's a puddle under here. I'm wondering if it was your water pump went out, and that's what, or your power steering pump, and that's what threw the belt off.
Might be. All right, I can pop the hood and you can look at it.
Where's the note? Oh, I can kind of see carved into here.
See, I put broke and then I put a down arrow.
Broke down arrow. Will be back. Number 2, toe. Oh, here's the rock you did it on.
I did.
We'll leave that here. You remember your keys, right?
I do. I have my keys. I mean, I don't know if it'll start up, but...
Well, I just like unlocked the steering, put it in neutral.
You want me to see if I can turn it on?
No. we'll pull it up. If it's the water pumps or the other stuff, I don't want to start it up. Yes, that's how it is. It's got toe points built into it, means we should be able to pull on it, right?
Yes, sir.
Except for that big sleeve won't fit over.
Too beefy?
Too beefy. Yes, it's too beefy. I think it's this one. I mean, that sleeve does pop off in like 2 seconds, but we'll be lazy.
There you go. I'm pretty efficient.
The fine line between lazy and efficient.
I thought they were synonyms.
I don't know the exact definition, so I'm going to agree with you.
Did you say cinnamon rolls?
It is morning. We'll probably be back just in time for breakfast. Alright, give me your keys. Thank you. You can even lock it.
No, I could have sworn I did. Wait, let me check the other doors. You see?
It's not locked.
Oh, I left one in case, maybe,
Maybe somebody needed to move it.
Yeah.
Just gonna fix it for you.
Yeah, unless they decide they were going to fix it.
The switch is so slow, but it can pull a house, so it's okay.
It did leave a decent puddle underneath,
Told you.
considering that it's not soaked up into the ground. Wow, she looks so nice up on a flatbed.
How many of your vehicles have I had hooked to the back of my trucks now?
2. Should I get?
Count dragging behind as well. Only 2?
Might be more. Might be. I need to get a punch card.
Yeah, you need a punch card.
Oh, that's a really cool design.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it down to the turnout. I just noticed your pink, and purple, Lilo and Stitch
Yeah, well, it's
pink and purple butterflies on it.
my girl gave it to me.
Uh-huh.
It is quiet out here.
I know, that's why I shut the truck off. Remember our electric truck talk we were having on the way out here?
Yeah.
It's going to just be silent, and then like an electric pump just runs the bed as needed, and then it's just silent in between. You know how nice that would be?
That would be very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But then you wouldn't hear that nice diesel motor.
I'm okay with that. I've listened to diesel motors for 21 years of driving trucks. I know what it sounds like.
That is true. Well, next car up, we'll get to tows the Hellcat.
Yeah. Hey, get the Hellcat stuck in the snow.
I'm really hoping that's not gonna happen, but I am driving it to Vancouver, so as long as I can make it out of the mountains here in Oregon, I'll be fine. But we'll see how it goes.
When are you doing that?
October 28th is when I'm leaving, and then November 4th is when I'm coming back.
Should still be fine. It'll be cold then, but not frozen.
Yeah, but you never know with Oregon. It could.
That's true.
It very well could. Never bank on anything.
It did snow in July this year.
It did.
So how's piloting been going?
It's going good.
You ever crashed yet?
No crashes yet, but we'll see.
There's still time.
We'll be starting commercial in January.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. So do you switch up the tires to snow tires on these big trucks, or are they just like
No,
all season?
They just are what they are.
Okay.
So these tires will stay on it. This one could probably use...
Some studs.
These are really good shape. They're normal, but as much as this truck is in ice and snow, it wouldn't be terrible to put new ones on it before winter. So like, yeah, it probably would be a good idea to put new tires, some good winter tires on this truck before winter gets here. These ones are in really good shape, but just ice and snow stuff. But also that's like, I don't know, $6-7 grand just to put the drive tires on it. So.
She's expensive.
But it's cheaper than having to replace a truck because it slid off the road.
That is very true. And I am loving the paint job on it.
I do really like this paint job too. It was like, so you're gonna paint that baby blue, right? I'm like, no, that's staying for sure. And like the whole red thing, like all my stuff's red, my company stuff is red.
Your gloves are red.
My gloves are red. Red was never my company color until I happened to buy that one tow truck that was red. And then that somehow, then I bought the track Jeep, which happened to be red.
Which is also red.
So then it like became my company color.
I mean, your straps are red. These straps got red on them.
Lights are red.
Your lights are red.
So it like kind of by almost default became my company color. But here's something a lot of people don't know. I don't like red. I don't like red vehicles. I never. It's probably one of my least favorite vehicle colors, and it's kind of just what everything ended up as.
That's pretty funny.
Definitely not intentional, clearly. But what is funny is everybody talk crap about this baby blue on this track. I'm like, oh, you got to change that. Before moving up here to Oregon, when I was hauling equipment and low bedding and all I did, the truck I was most well known for, my favorite one, was baby blue.
So baby blue, would you say that's your favorite color?
Not my favorite color, but my favorite truck and the truck everybody knew me for all those years was baby blue.
Oh, okay. So what is your favorite color so the world out there
When
knows?
I found this one as baby blue, I was all for it.
Okay.
Granted, it's another company's design and colors, but
Back to your roots.
back to my roots. And we actually, when we were looking at getting the Zacklift and going over that, originally, the thought was to put the Zacklift on this truck. Pull this body off, because this truck has the double frame chassis, heavier specs, all the stuff needed to run the Zacklift. So the thought was pull this bed off, put a fifth wheel on this truck, which we can do, and then put the Zacklift on this truck and then paint it to match. Instead of the red and gray that it is, it would have been gray and baby blue.
Okay.
Zacklift. That would have also, since this is not a sleeper truck, and this is actually a little longer wheelbase than my Western Star, that would have gave me room to do like a tunnel box in front of the Zacklift Genesis unit, which would be very, very handy for all that storage. But now Zacklift has the side puller, and this truck could have had a side puller right here behind the cab, then a shorter tunnel box, and then the the Genesis unit. So an all-out recovery unit, well, even towing, having the side puller, tunnel box, and the Genesis behind that on this truck has so much more chassis room. This would be a better towing and recovery layout than the Western Star. But the Western Star is such a nicer truck. Like so much nicer than this one. Like sleeper, you got room, more comfortable to drive in your cab. But because of that sleeper, you lose this much of your chassis, which is where on this one that side puller could have gone, or funnel box, side puller, whatever. Then, so you're already back to here of losing chassis space, and then the chassis on that truck is shorter to begin with, to lose more space. So basically, you don't have room to do all that stuff.
Okay, okay.
So the Western Star is the far nicer truck, but if you want to talk about pure capability, this truck with the Zacklift on here would have been better purely in the amount of chassis you have to work with.
Yeah, because you have...
If the Western Star were longer and had this much open chassis behind the sleeper, that truck wins by a mile. So this truck almost got the Zacklift, and the Zacklift was almost baby blue and gray instead of red and gray.
Okay.
It was close. Actually, the thing about the reason that didn't happen, because that's what we were going to do, is I found that Western Star. And I found it was for a good deal, and that thing was so freaking nice. And it had the chassis spec I needed to run the Zacklift, so I bought it. And that's what saved this truck from becoming the wrecker. Which is kind of ironic, because this truck actually started out as a wrecker. This truck was originally a 25-ton wrecker. Then it became the rollback, and it almost went back to a 30-ton wrecker.
Almost full cycle right there.
Yeah, it almost went full cycle. Okay, let's get this back to town. Come on over here. So, hit the green button to turn it on. Now, none of these buttons are what they say. So the one that says bed here, just snug your winch up. So watch your winch and pull it tight. Not like tight, but just snug. That'll work. Now the one below, the one you just pushed, press that and it'll bring the bed all the way back. Other one, my bad.
That one?
Yeah.
This is my on-the-job training?
Yes. With your own vehicle, so if you screw up, it doesn't cost me money, it costs you money.
Lucky for me, it's already screwed up.
Yeah, just go all the way till it stops. Okay, now winch out is bed down. Yes.
How did this happen?
That's an aftermarket remote. Good. Now you got to go grab your keys out of the console and put it in neutral. It's way easier when someone else just does all the work.
Parking brake's on, it's in neutral.
Okay, parking brake off. You know, so that it like rolls. That's why you snug the winch up first.
That's a good point.
Then it's got you. Okay, now winch out, which is bed back. So it makes total sense, right?
It does. Look at me go.
Yeah, look at you go.
The next stop, you can relax. Huh? Got it here.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
She made it back in one piece.
On the back of a tow truck?
Yeah. As every real Land Rover enthusiast would.
That's true. All right, so once it hits the ground, you're going to set the parking brake, put it back in park with your pink butterfly keychain.
Okay, back in park.
Okay. Now, I don't care, it's your car. Now, go out on the winch and pull some slack so that you can undo it.
So bed out.
Yeah, and then pull slack on the rope. More. That works. Okay. Now pull that shackle apart.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I'm not going to. Don't worry.
Call me Mr. MacGyver.
Hey, here's a tip. Can I give you a tip, or should I just let you figure it out?
You can give me a tip.
That's not the end that we have to take off.
Oh, that's not?
No. That's right. But to disconnect from the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never joined the Marine Corps because I, was smart.
All right, now leave that just on the deck right there, because we're going to hook that back to the end, and so we're going to need to redo what we just did. So now, slide the bed forward, which is going to be bed up. If you want.
Hold the butt.
Sure. Okay, stop there. Now pull that rim sling down and loop it through that hole in the back.
This is the rim?
Yes, that's the rim sling. So you're just going to loop it through there and then hook that in back to that shackle and put it back together.
I'm gonna have to pull some slack out on it, huh?
Yeah, with the remote that you left over there.
Alright, so bed out, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You're watching a professional at work here.
The bigger you make that loop to start, the easier it is. These big soft shackles can be kind of tough.
And master at work.
All right. Now just snug that back up a bit. You don't have to go tight. Just a little. That's remember, the buttons don't do what they say they do.
So this one. Oh, there we go. I got it.
Yeah. That's good. It doesn't have to be like tight. But now we got to tilt the bed up, which is going to be winch in.
Starting to learn.
Okay, and now bed up is deck forward. Yep. Yeah. Totally nailed it. You did it. Now everybody asks me why I don't just swap all those around in the wiring and all this stuff. It's because I know what they are now, so if I swap it, I'm going to be completely screwed. Because I'm at the point where I don't look at the remote, I just push buttons and I know where they are.
You know which button
So if we correct them, I'm going to be wrong.
Okay,
Pop the hood on this thing, let's see what happened.
Alright.
Give me my remote back though, because you'll take it with you. Oh, it doesn't have the thing?
We're manual around these parts.
Okay, there's your problem. But why, oh why is that the problem? Not
I have
that
no
one.
idea.
Not that one, not that one.
But I never
So-
said I was great at diagnosing things.
That's your power steering pump, which is turning. Idler's good, just a little greasy. Tensioner's good. Tensioner's good. Alternator seems tight. All of them seem. I was hoping to find like one
Just really jacked
is
up.
bad, like an idler pulley went bad or something, and then like that's why your belt flew off.
But all of them seem fine.
Yeah.
So is the belt then?
Well, the belt's not. Oh, the belt
Oh,
broke.
it is the belt.
That's why. So yes, All of your pulleys are fine. Your belt just broke.
I just need a serpentine belt and it's made me run for more miles. Well, to be honest, I didn't even really look at it because I was like, it's a Land Rover, something catastrophic happened.
Yeah, water pump is... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. You might be screwed.
Uh-oh. Water pump's done for?
Oh yeah, water. It's the water pump.
Oh.
See that? Camera not focusing. Focus, you there you go. It's probably not showing it, but because it's back there. Oh, there it is. See the water pump wiggling around?
Yeah.
Look at your whole fan does this.
Oh, that's nice.
Water pump bearing went out.
Man.
So, the water pump went out. That's what broke your belt.
Well, that'll be a weak job to do.
A weak job.
2 hours a day.
2 hours. Okay.
Well,
Diagnostic done. Just leave this hanging here. with your rock note.
on my rock now. Well, now you can see it a little better.
Now there's some dust on the lines.
A little bit.
Hold on, let's see if it'll catch that. Broke down arrow is the part that kills me. Broke down.
Broke down, and then the number 2.
2.
Broke down. We'll be back to toe. That's
A for effort on that, I gotta say.
innovation.
Alright, I'm going home.
Thank you, Casey.
No problem. Happy to help.
Lifesaver as always. That's fine.
I'm doing it anyway. See ya.
See ya.
We're back in the yard. So let's compare these two trucks and see which one is better. And spoiler alert, neither. So I've lined them up so that the rear axles are in a dead straight line here, because in the towing world, everything's based off of that rear axle and how much space you have up from there and how much overhang you have back from here. That's what determines everything. So as you can see right here, the back of the Zacklift body is right there. The back of the rollback body is way out here. So if I were to fold that underreach all the way down, it would come out to actually being quite a bit in from where this one is fully retracted. The difference is with that one, I can extend it out 4 inches so it swivels, still be within the distance of this one from the rear axle, and I can tow like that on that one because you have all this all the way up here as free space for the vehicle you're towing to swing. On the rollback, I can't tow right here. I have to extend that way out here to be able to tow because I have this bed in the way so that the vehicle I'm towing can turn and the bed won't hit the front of the vehicle. So towing with the rollback about as close as you can get the underreach, which is like out in here, and still be able to turn, is the equivalent of towing with the Zacklift extended way out here, which is why even though that truck is a shorter wheelbase than this truck and longer wheelbases usually tow better, is why that unit tows heavier loads a whole lot better than this one does. It's just because you have a whole lot less overhang, and that makes a massive difference. Now if we go the other way, you could see the front of the Zacklift and its mounting bracket stops right here. So on this truck, if we would have put the Zacklift on this truck like was the original plan, look at how much free space we have up here all the way to the back of the cab. That's quite a bit there. We could have put a tunnel box on the back of the truck, and then now that Zacklift has come out with the new Mantis side puller, which I have been eyeing a whole lot and would love to figure out how to make fit on that truck. I just don't think I can. There would have been a ton of room here to put side puller plus a big tunnel box, which would have made for so much more storage than what I have on that truck. But then we have just a little day cab here. I mean, if we want to get really wild, we could even pull these skirts off because the cab really ends right here. These are just aerodynamic skirts back here. Then the headboard beyond that. So if we really wanted to maximize the amount of space we had between the Zacklift unit and the cab for tunnel boxes, light bar, all this stuff, we could have taken these off this truck and got it right up to in here. And then we'd have had from there all the way back to about this light right here. Yeah, right about there. That's a ton of space to do stuff with. By putting that side puller up there, you're adding weight to the front axle, which helps it tow better because you have more front end weight. Tons of storage in the tunnel box. There would have been a lot more options. That's why I said this truck, if we would have done that on here, could have made a hell of a lot more effective towing and recovery truck than that one, purely because of that sleeper and the little bit shorter wheelbase. And if all I did was local and around here stuff, I would not want the sleeper. I'd want the day cab, so we got more room to work with on the chassis. And like that truck is a day cab, but you can get a day cab kit for that truck that would take that sleeper off and turn it into a day cab. That would make that a world of difference there, because when you put the side puller, the tunnel box, all that same stuff I just said would work on that one as well. But I do a lot of overnight stuff, a lot of late night stuff. I get called in the middle, like late at night, and then have to go to like Portland or out to Idaho or something like that. And that sleeper is a lifesaver in situations like that. With this truck, you're kind of stuck to sleeping across the seats or trying to find a motel somewhere or something like that. And that's not always so much fun. So for me and what I do, doing some of the longer haul stuff, and I don't know if I could go without a sleeper. I mean, I can, I did it forever, but I don't know if I'd want to go without a sleeper, even though it would add so much capability and options in what we could do to spec out the truck for side pullers and storage and stuff like that. See on this truck, this panel right here, see how it's screwed on? This panel comes off and this sleeper is actually bolted onto the cab and a flange right there. And there's a kit you can get that takes that sleeper off, walls in the back of the cab, has the back window on it, and makes this a day cab truck. So that's doable with this truck, but then I lose my sleeper. And if both of these were day cabs, which one would I want? It'd be this one for sure. It's a lot more comfortable to drive. Even as a day cab, this one has a ton more room in the cab than this one. It's a much bigger, spacious all the way around cab. More power, runs down the road better. It is just a much nicer, more comfortable truck to drive. So if both were day cabs, I would choose that one. Now granted, if I just got a truck with a much longer wheelbase, this thing's about as short as you can go and still be an effective wrecker. If I just got a much longer wheelbase, I could have the sleeper, even a bigger one than that, plus the side puller, plus the tunnel box with the Zacklift on the back. And then we kind of got the best of all the worlds. But then you're getting to be a pretty long fifth wheel truck to be pulling a normal trailer with. Whereas that truck right there, the way it's spec'd, it's kind of on the short side for being a wrecker, but still very functional and very capable. But it's also kind of on the long side for pulling a trailer, but again, very functional and very capable. It's kind of a sweet medium where if it was shorter, it would be great, much better at pulling a trailer. And if it was longer, it would be much better at being a wrecker. But then it would be worse for a trailer, just like if it was shorter, it'd be worse for a wrecker. You see the kind of conundrum I have here? Yeah, the ultimate would be longer wheelbase, a little bit bigger sleeper, and then still have room to do all that other stuff, mainly the side puller. That'd be the one I really want. But I drove the new 49X Power Hood at the Western Star Nation event, and that freaking thing turns so sharp with that new front axle they have in it that I think even if that truck was like 4 feet longer, with that new front axle, it would still outturn this truck and outmaneuver this truck. So there's options there as well, where that actually could be longer and more maneuverable, but you'd have to buy like a whole new truck. So there's that. So as far as which one of these two trucks is better, it's kind of neither. Granted, that one is the much nicer, more comfortable, way more enjoyable place to spend the day in that cab than this one. So there's that part of it, but both of these trucks really have their place. They're two such different things that can also kind of do the same thing. Like that one can haul equipment and heavy tow, but it can do it by dropping that unit and go hook into the trailer, which means when it's hooked to the trailer, it can actually haul a lot more equipment than this one can, because you know, it's full on low bed. And then with a wrecker, it can tow more than this one has because it has so much less overhang and it's a full on wrecker. But this one can do both of those things as well at the same time and can double up. So it's really back and forth. Both have their place, which is why both are still sitting in my yard. But as far as which truck is the nicer one to spend the day in, that one. As far as which is more capable as a towing unit, that one by a lot. And as far as which one's more capable as equipment hauling unit, that one by a lot again, but with the trailer, where this is, if you leave the yard in this one, no matter what call you get, you can do it. And that's why this one, like I said, is still in my driveway. There is no perfect setup. If there was, none of the others would exist, and all we'd have is just the one perfect setup. But out of what I have sitting here, if I had to choose one and could only have one setup, it'd be that one, no doubt. It's not as versatile at doing all the different jobs at once like this one is, but in each job, it is more capable once you switch to that configuration. So overall, I just want to keep them both.